News special report on wrong doses. When a baby is on the way, there's so many choices new parents have to make. Choices in and of themselves that seem harmless. The baby's name, the nursery colors, where the baby will be born. That's what this story is about. The choice one family made that they say has changed their lives forever.
Like typical new parents counting down the days.
We were so excited.
The nursery was ready.
Perfectly normal pregnancy.
Crib in place.
I didn't know anything about little girls, and I was so excited to get to learn.
I had my 39-week doctor's appointment on Thursday.
The only thing missing
Friday night, I went into the hospital in labor.
was their little girl.
And she came Saturday morning.
But Catherine and Lena Hagen's baby girl didn't come home that day.
It's one of those things that I will never forget. It was very traumatic, I think, for everyone in the room. It was very unexpected. She came out struggling to breathe, and they immediately took her to the NICU. I was able to glance at her.
Libby Hagen was placed on a ventilator and fighting to live.
And while she's in the NICU, those first 10 days, she's progressing?
There were some scary moments at first, touch and go, and after about a week, she turned a corner.
Then, 12 days later, on June 26, 2014, something went horribly wrong.
It was like an atomic bomb went off in her brain.
The Hagens sued Brookwood Hospital, saying in this Jefferson County Civil Court filing, paragraph 5, that the pharmacy sent undiluted adult insulin to the NICU and the nurse administered it. The medication error resulted in Libby Hagen being given 60 units of insulin as opposed to 0.6 of a unit, an error of 100 times the amount of insulin ordered.
Everything was fine until that 12th day.
According to Brookwood's court-filed answer to the lawsuit, defense lawyers for the hospital responded by saying the defendant admits to the first two paragraphs under number 5. It's exactly what the Hagens claimed.
It wasn't just an overdose, it was massive overdose.
She was given the overdose, I think it was midnight, and I don't think they found the error until well into the next morning.
The Hagens say an MRI was ordered.
The day that the neurologist came in after having all of the imaging studies, that is the worst day of my life.
The day they found out that their daughter had what their lawyers call irreversible neurological brain damage.
It is characterized by her doctor at the time, the worst MRI he's seen in a living person.
Here when Newell and Newton attorney Leon Ashford is representing the Hagens in their lawsuit against Brookwood Hospital.
In Brookwood and in any other hospital in America, insulin has to be diluted from adult strength to baby strength. She simply took that insulin and took it to her pharmacist and asked if this is the insulin that we should be sending to the NICU. And he didn't know the answer to the question. She put a label on it that mislabeled it, so we have a bottle of adult insulin and a label that says that it is NICU insulin. Two nurses who are caring for Libby that night. One is actually her nurse for the shift. She's never given insulin one time in her life, never seen it given. So she goes to her charge nurse and asks for help to make sure she gets it right.
According to court records, they got it wrong. The pharmacy tech, the pharmacist, and the two nurses who administered the devastating dose of insulin.
It wasn't just one person's fault, it was a system-wide failure.
Jefferson County court records show Brookwood admits the error, but the hospital claims in these same documents it is unclear what extent of injury resulted from the insulin error their nurses administered. We called Brookwood asking them to respond to the lawsuit.
Christina Wilburn.
Several times, but no response.
It's scary.
But what we've learned from Libby's parents is her life will be a different life, not typical at all.
I mean, you have dreams for your child, and our dreams were shattered. And it's just all the little things. Not getting to dance with her daddy at her wedding. She'll never do that. So we have to make new dreams for her.
They took all that away. I'm still heartbroken. I wanted to do so many things with her.
And now, 2 years later, the Hagans do what families typically do. They cherish every day they can with their child.
We just hope that we continue to get happy days and that we can make wonderful memories as a family as long as we can.
As we wrapped up production on this story, Brookwood Hospital returned my call this week and gave me this statement that reads, in part, due to pending litigation, Brookwood Baptist Health is unable to discuss this matter outside of the legal process at this time. Now, you can read their full statement regarding HIPAA violations on our website at WIAT.com. That's also where you can find more information on Libby Hagan's story and efforts being made around the country to prevent medical errors and inform communities about mistakes in healthcare facilities.
Sherry, thank you. What an eye-opening story. We hope the Hagans have some happy days in the future.